Okay, so welcome to the Springboard Fitness Customer Research Findings. The research methods we used, we divided our data collection into our two customer segments, the fitness enthusiasts and the personal trainers. The fitness enthusiasts were given anonymous multiple choice questionnaires where we wanted their defined answers on specific topics, and 75 answers were given. For personal trainers, we used open-ended questionnaires, calls, and we had some trouble getting focus groups set up. So that was tough, but we got some good info from the trainers on the pains and gains from the industry, and 21 answers were given. The enthusiasts. So we divided our questions into two topics, lifestyle questions and personal training questions. The lifestyle questions were more asking, what do you do in terms of activities, and then what do you do on social media? The personal training questions were more about how do you feel about traditional personal training right now, and how do you feel about online training or using online training in the future. At the end of our experiment, we wanted to really ask, is online training this untapped market with a lot of potential to be popular? The summary of the hypotheses. So the first question we asked was, how would you describe your exercise level in the past year? Most people answered, oh, I work out about 2 to 3 times per week in the past year. Then we asked very specific numbers questions. How often did you work at home? Most people said, I work out 2 times per week at home. How often did you work out at the gym? I work out about 1 time per week at the gym. How often have you stuck to a workout without a break for more than 1 week? Most people said, I've stuck to a workout for about a month. And these 3 responses all got about half of the total responses. So that was pretty good. Looking into other lifestyle questions involving their use in social media. Where do you get your health and fitness information? Most people, it was very scattered, but a lot of people surprisingly said Instagram and Facebook versus YouTube, which is more of the traditional way to get videos and fitness tips. Other included things like Reddit and bodybuilder.com. It is easy to find quality information in health and fitness through the above media outlets. Many people agreed or strongly agreed. A few were neutral, but they found it was very easy to get free information. Do you follow attractive, healthy, active individuals on social media? Most people said yes. This is important because it might link us to deciding, well, maybe people are more interested in following the person rather than just getting the general fitness info. Do you use YouTube to find free workouts online? This was a very important question to us because YouTube is widely available, but over 75% said, no, I don't use it. Then we move on to the personal training questions. Have you ever worked out with a personal trainer? Most people said no. What are your reasons for not using personal training? Most people said it's too expensive. Most people said it was too expensive. Do you find personal training more effective than working out on your own? About 75% said either yeah or yes if it was cheaper. So there is a positive reaction to personal training, but again, it's not used very often. Have you ever heard of online personal training? Most people said no, I've not heard of it. Have you considered online personal training? Again, people said no, I have not considered it, but very few people said, no, I have not considered it and I don't like it. So there is a potential for a market there that's still untapped. Have you used online personal training? In this question, we gave the 3 top online fitness companies like FitOrbit, Wello, and Photocracy, and nobody used them, at least from our customer segments. And again, 98% said, I just don't use online personal training.
Moving forward into the summary of our results, under lifestyle questions, we found that people were working out 2 to 3 times per week, working out at home more often than at the gym, just slightly, and that consumers were utilizing fitness and social media tools. However, they were relatively underutilized, and we found that what social media sources people were using were well scattered and not in any one particular place. For the personal training related questions, there's a demand for personal training. The answer for that was yes. However, we found that there's a gap between this demand and the willingness to pay. Is online personal training an untapped market? we found out that there seems to be an opportunity in this market, as online training is relatively unknown as well as unpopular, given that it's unknown. Does it have the potential to be popular and used often? At the moment we say yes. Going on to conclusions from these results, people are willing to work with a personal trainer if it's more affordable. This is key. And the average cost someone might be willing to pay for fitness training is $150 per month. And as well, we also found that working out at home is relatively more popular than the gym. From these suggestions, we can conclude that there's an opportunity for online personal training to become more popular based on the fact that there is this demand to become fitter. People are exercising. People are willing to pay for a service, and that there is a demand for working out at home. And this might lend us nicely into starting our product based off of building home workouts, whether those be yoga-based, whether those be based off the existing equipment that people have in their gyms. Something that we plan to explore is that. As well, people won't benefit if we regurgitate fitness information online. We must stand out and motivate and create enthusiasm around overall fitness. And that the existing medium for online personal training is ineffective. We find that people's tastes and interests are spread out all around all these different social media sites, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, or other sources. And that if we can, there may be an even greater opportunity for our business if we're able to connect these sources together and create a focused fitness hub, fitness community in one location, a marketplace for fitness that allows for personification of trainers' businesses, as well as a platform that customers would enjoy using as well. All in all, we conclude that there's an opportunity for our business model. Trainers are second portion of our customer research findings. To summarize the experiments that we conducted with personal trainers, we asked trainers via survey a variety of short answer questions, and as opposed to asking them multiple choice questions, we let them freely include their ideas and opinions, rather than guiding them with multiple choice questions. In addition, we interviewed a number of local personal trainers and industry professionals for feedback. We wanted to know how many years people had been personal trainers. We want to know who our information is coming from, what level of expertise these people have. So have they been working out training people for 10 years, 30 years, or 1 year? And what is their focus? Are they focused on people who are bodybuilding? Are they focused on people who are indoor cycling, track and field athletes, leaning out and toning? As well as what aspects of personal training business do they find most frustrating? And in that way, we would be able to tailor our product around solving personal trainer frustration. And around online training, we needed to know, have personal trainers been considering training clients online? What are their concerns with online training? What channels are people using to build their online brands? And if they don't use any of these services online, why not? And with that, how can we improve these mobile applications? Whether they were using them or not, how could these be enhanced? And finally, if they had the option to choose between having a platform to train clients on, would they want it to be web-based or mobile app-based?
So moving on to summary of results, the first question we asked was intended to get feedback on how experienced the trainers we were polling were. And we found that on average they had 4 years of experience, which shows that our poll base has a decent amount of knowledge in the industry and that they're providing accurate feedback to us. Next, we asked trainers what they found most frustrating about the business. And we got 3 main themes. The first being they're frustrated with client motivation, in the sense that when clients gave up, didn't want to change their lifestyle, and didn't believe in what the personal trainer was doing, they found it very frustrating and demotivating to themselves. Secondly, they had pains with administrative tasks, such as driving to clients' places if they weren't working out of a gym, and also when clients canceled last minute because they lose time and money. Next, they found it frustrating that there's a lack of standard in the business. There's no one certification that trainers can get, and it's quite easy to get any certification. And they're frustrated that some are more qualified than others, but yet they get paid the same amount. Next, we wanted to see how interested trainers were in the online space. And we found that a third of them were already doing online training, and another third were looking into doing so, which is very good results for us. Next, we wanted to know what their concerns with online training was. And we found 3 themes. First being it's not personal enough. You can't talk to the person while they're working out. It can become a little bit boring because you're not not there to interact with the client and get to know them really well. Secondly, it can be dangerous. There's a potential that clients are unsure how far they can push themselves, whether or not they're doing the workouts properly, and there's a potential to harm themselves. And then lastly, it's hard to assess via online. It's hard to see the progressions and see, adjust form and etc. Next, we asked trainers what media channels they were using. And we found that almost half were still using purely word of mouth, with some people moving towards Instagram and Facebook, but not having plenty of success with those media channels. And many actually didn't do anything at all. Next, we asked if they were using online and mobile applications, how could they be improved? And from the responses we got, people want to be able to post more easily video content and fitness content, and they would like to be able to engage with their clients more, so more communication. Lastly, we want to know whether they preferred a web-based or mobile-based platform, and most people wanted both. Some people just wanted mobile or thought that mobile was enough because you need to have portability as a personal trainer. And so we're looking into potentially developing both to meet all the needs of the market. So the conclusion, we draw several major conclusions from our results. The first being is that trainers are looking to move their services online, and many consumers are looking to alternatives from traditional personal training. And this means that there's potentially a market here. Next, we found from feedback that the product needs to involve an initial fitness assessment with several checkups throughout the program, so that trainers are assured that the client is doing things properly and they know how intense the workouts can be. Next, there needs to be an initiative to make sure the experience becomes more personal than just creating workouts and then being done at that. Lastly, we found that trainers working through gyms are very content with just word of mouth marketing and letting their gym market for them. So this indicates to us that we need to focus on trainers who are self-employed, because they're much more interested in marketing themselves and getting as much business as possible, because that's how they feed their families. And then now we have several new and revised hypotheses. The first being is, how can we make the personal trainer client connection even better than it is now? And that is going to have to center around, as we mentioned, getting the trainers more involved in the coaching and motivational aspect, so that they're providing more value to clients than just 1 hour sessions, however many times a week, as in traditional training. Secondly, we need to know how clients want to receive the workouts. So, for example, this could be a combination of videos, descriptions, Skype sessions, and we need to test this in the marketplace and see how people like it. And secondly, we need to have some sort of streamlined method for the delivery, so that each person on the site or the service knows that they get a base level of service. So let's say like a workout logbook with a calendar that gives them access to a library of videos, for example. And so what we're going to do for this is we're actually going to create a library of videos, and TImurlane is going to create some workout plans, and we've got some people signed up through Kijiji that are going to go through the workouts and then give us feedback and try and select the best method for delivering these workouts, and see how people's reactions are. And lastly, we need to do more research into providing trainers to ensure trainers know that their clients are safe, and to reduce the risk on their hand of injury. So that includes like waivers, disclosures, and making sure that it's really clear to the client what they're supposed to be doing and how much exercise they're supposed to be doing to minimize any risk there. So that concludes our presentation. Thanks for watching.